So in this video, we will learn how to create records in Airtable for delighted responses. Now suppose guys you have created some kind of survey using delighted and you want whenever a user will respond to that survey, you want to add their responses in a Airtable database as a new record. So guys, let me tell you, you can completely automate this process. So the trigger of this automation will be getting a new survey response in Delighted, and action will be adding those survey responses as a new record in our Airtable database. Now how you can set up this automation? To know this, you have to come with me to my screen.
So as you can see, here we are on Pabbly Connect's dashboard. Now to reach this dashboard, you will get a free sign-up link of Pabbly Connect in the description box below. By clicking on that link, you can create your free Pabbly Connect account in just 2 minutes. And after reaching to this dashboard, just click on Create Workflow and give your workflow a name. For example, I would like to name my workflow as Delighted to Airtable. And then just click on Create. Now we can see that our workflow is open over here. And in this workflow, we have two different windows. First one is the trigger window and second one is the action window. So triggers and actions are basically those two concepts, those two principles on which this whole automation works on, where the trigger says when this happens and the action says do this. So let's begin with the trigger window. So the idea here is, using Delighted, we have created some kind of survey and we are sending those surveys to our users, our customers or leads. So what we want that the response of those surveys from Delighted which we are capturing, we want to get those survey responses inside Pabbly Connect. And after that, using Pabbly Connect, we are going to send those responses or feedbacks of survey in our Airtable and create a new record over there. So let's begin. So here in trigger window, in choose app, search for Delighted. Select Delighted over here. And then in trigger event from the drop down, select new survey response. After selecting a trigger event, Pabbly Connect gave us a webhook URL. Now we are going to use this webhook URL to make the connection between our Delighted account and Pabbly Connect. So how you can do that? Now to do so guys, just follow the help text given below over here. Copy this webhook URL from here and go to your Delighted account. After reaching to this dashboard of your Delighted account, click on this integrations option. And then at this integrations page, you can see an option named as webhook. Click on webhook. And then you can see that here we have the webhooks page. Now what we have to do, we just have to click on this add a new rule button. And here in the drop down, you can see kind of events, like what kind of events or what kind of feedback responses we get on our survey. You can see all of those responses as groups over here. Now, for what response, what kind of response you want to add in your table, you have to select that. You want to get a promoter response, or you want to get a promoter response only with comment or a passive response or any kind of other response. But we want to get or add the data of all the responses which we get on our survey in Airtable. For that, just select all responses, and then after that, here we have to paste the same webhook URL. So webhook URL which we have received from Pabbly Connect, just copy it from here and paste it over here. After that, click on Save and Turn On. And when we click on Save and Turn On, this webhook URL is added and saved inside our Delighted account. Now after this guys, here you can see that we have an option of Send Test. When we click on Send Test, you can see that a test response of our survey feedback is being sent to this webhook URL on our Pabbly Connect account. So let's check it. We'll get back to our Pabbly Connect workflow, and yes guys, here in our workflow, we can see that we have received some response. And in this response, you can see a test response, a dummy response of the survey which we have selected using Delighted. So here you can see that we have the details of the response like the score. What is the score the user has given? We have the response of that score. We have the type of survey. Then we will scroll down. We have the name of the person who has responded to this survey, to whom we have sent this survey. Also, we have the email address of the person, their person ID. Other than that, we also have the comment of this survey. So what is the comment they have shared by the end of the survey? We also have that. So in this way, guys, you can see that the details or the responses of our survey, which we have sent using Delighted, is received inside Pabbly Connect. Now what we want to do, we want to send these same responses to Airtable. Now for that, just scroll down, come to our action window, and here in choose app, search for Airtable. Select Airtable. And after that, in action event from the drop down, select the action event as create record. Click on connect and select add new connection. So here guys, we have to connect our Airtable account with Pabbly Connect. And to make this connection, we have to enter the API key of our Airtable account. So here you must be thinking how you can get this API key. For that, just go to your Airtable account, and after reaching to your account, on the right side you have this accounts option. Just click on this and click on account over here. After reaching to this account page, here you can scroll down and see the API key of your Airtable account. Just copy this key from here, go to Pabbly Connect and paste it over here. And then just click on save. And after clicking on save, you can see that your Airtable account gets connected with Pabbly Connect. After making this connection, the first thing it asks us is the base ID, that in which Airtable base of our account we want to add this new details. So I have created a base named as delighted over here, and I want to add these details in this particular base in a table. So we are going to select this base over here. Let's search for this base, delighted. After selecting the base, it is asking us for the table ID. So here in this dropdown, you can see only one table named as table 2. So because in my Airtable account, I have only created one table named as table 2, and in this particular table, I want to add these details. So we are just going to select this table. After this, all the column of data which I have created in this Airtable database or Airtable record, you can see all of these columns as fields over here in Pabbly Connect. Name, email, score, comment, date and time. So what we have to do, the responses or the data of survey feedback which we have received from Delighted in Pabbly Connect, one by one we have to send all of these responses, these details over here in this field. We have to basically map their data in their respective field. Now guys, the process of mapping is very simple. Simply click on this field, and in the drop down below, you can see a list of all the responses which we have received from Delighted of a survey feedback can be seen over here. And out of all of these responses, select the response of name of the person and map it over here. So it will be mapped over here, the name of the person. Then after that, it is asking us for the email. So in this field, we wanted to map the email address. Let's map it, click on this, and from the drop down below, select the response of email address of the person. After email address, guys, the next thing it asks us is the score. Click here, and from the drop down, map the score as well. Then let's map the comment. For comment, click here, and from the drop down, we have the last response, that was the comment the user has shared with the survey, and that is it. And also the date and time. Now guys, here what it is, the date and time of the survey which we have received this date and time in timestamp format. So this is basically a timestamp, that at this timestamp that we have received this response, this data. Now what we have to do, we have to basically convert this timestamp into a readable format, a format of date which we use in a day-to-day life. Now how you can do that? For this, we are going to use a feature of Pabbly Connect, that is datetime formatter. Just come here, scroll down, and before our Airtable step, click on this Add Action Step button over here. And then here in Choose App, search for datetime formatter. So datetime formatter is a module, a feature of Pabbly Connect using which we can change the formats and the time zones of date. So after selecting datetime formatter by Pabbly, in Action Event, select the Format Date with Time Zone option. Click on Connect. Then it is asking us for the date, that what is the response of date whose format and time zone we want to change. So this is the response of date which we have received event data created at. So we are going to map the same date over here. Just click here, and from the drop down below, select the response of created data, event data created date, and map it over here. Then it is asking us from format, that in which format this date is present right now. So in the drop down below, we can see a list of all the different formats we have. So from this drop down, select the format as timestamp. And then in to format, you have to select the format in which you want to convert this date. So this is the format, for example, day, month, year, hours, minutes, and seconds. In this format, I want to change the date. So I will be selecting this in to format. Then it is asking us from time zone. So the data which we get from Delighted using webhook URL inside Pabbly Connect, in that data, this date is received in UTC time format, UTC time zone. So here in from time zone, we are going to search for UTC. And in to time zone, you can select any time zone of your choice. Like right now, I'm in India, and in India, we follow the time zone as Asia Kolkata. So I'm just going to select that time zone. And then just click on Save and Send Test Request. After clicking on Save and Send Test Request, here you can see that we have received the response. And we have successfully converted this response of created date from timestamp format to this normal date to date, day, month, year, hours, minutes, and seconds date format. And also we have changed the time zone of this date. So this date and time is in Asia Kolkata time zone. Now, because we have captured the test response, that's why we can see the response date as the year over here is 2014. Now, while actually testing this automation in real time, we will get the actual correct date. After mapping the date and time, after basically converting the date and time, what we have to do, we have to map this response of date and time over here in this Airtable step. But before that, we just have to reconnect our Airtable account. Click on this connected button, select existing connection and click on save. This is necessary guys because before this Airtable step, we have added some new data over here, a new step over here. That's why to get this data and map it, we have to reconnect it. And after reconnecting it, what we have to do, we have to just once again select another table. Okay, let me refresh this table section, sorry, piece ID. And after that, it has again selected all of these details. It is again showing us same fields. So because we have reconnected, just map the same data once again. Map the name, map the email address. This is the email address. Then we have to map the score. Just click here, map the score. Then the comment which we have received. This is the response of comment. And here in date and time, we are going to map the date and time which we have received used from date time formatter responses. And after mapping all of these details, click on Save and Send Test Request. And after clicking on Save and Send Test Request, here you can see that we have received some response. And this response seems to be a positive response to us. This response shows that the data which we have mapped, basically the details of a survey response which we have received from Delighted, that same details are added as a new record in our Airtable database. So let's check it. We'll go to our Airtable database. And yes guys, here you can see that the same details of the user, the test response which we have got from Delighted, the same details are now added as a new record in our Airtable database. We have the same name, email, the same score, the test response which we have received from for score, same comment and same date and time. This means the automation workflow which we have created in this video is working perfectly fine. Now every time we are going to get a new response on a survey which we have created using Delighted, automatically we are going to get the details or add the data of those responses, feedback of those responses in Airtable as a new record. So after setting up this automation, let's test this automation once in real time. So we are going to send a real-time survey using Delighted to one of our users. So just get back to Delighted, go to dashboard and then click on survey people. Now we are going to send this survey by email to one of our email address. So let's enter a name, for example, dummy user. This is the name and this is the email address to whom we want to send this survey. Okay, after entering these details, just scroll down and click on next. And yes, we want to send this survey. Just send this survey to this one person. The survey is sent. Now let's go to a new tab, visit the email inbox of the same user, go to all mails. And yes, this survey has been sent to this user. Now from this user's perspective, we are going to review this survey. For example, how likely you would recommend popcorn to a friend. Let's give a score of 10. And let's enter the experience as it's great. Click on submit. Now just now we have created or we have responded to a survey which we have sent using Delighted. And as we do this guys, within seconds, automatically, instantly, we will see that the response of the same survey will be added as a new row in our Airtable record. And yes guys, here you can see that in Airtable we have the same name, same email address to whom we have sent the survey, the same score which we have given, the same comment and the same date and time at which we have responded to this survey. And this is the same year guys, as you can see in test response we have the year as 2014, but in real time response we have the current date and time. So the automation which we have created in this video is working perfectly fine guys. Now guys, not just these applications, you can connect plenty of other applications using Pabbly Connect. And guys, one more important thing, you will find the clone link of the same workflow in the description box below. By clicking on that link, you can clone the same workflow into your own Pabbly Connect account and use this automation workflow for absolutely free.
If you have any kind of doubts or queries, you can post them on forum.pabbly.com. So if this video was helpful to you, you can obviously like this video, comment down your suggestion, and don't forget to share it with others. So guys, that's it for today's video. Thank you. Have a great day.